Tonight, in just a few hours, you will close your eyes to sleep. But instead of fading into blankness, something extraordinary will happen. You will feel a sudden, electrifying surge of awareness. You'll look at your own hands in the darkness and realize, with absolute, breathtaking certainty, that you are inside a living, breathing world built entirely by your mind. You will be awake inside your dream. You will have total control. You will be able to fly over cities, summon loved ones, heal old wounds, and ask the universe any question you desire, receiving answers in the language of pure symbol. This is not a metaphor. This is not a theory. This is your reality, waiting for you on the other side of this very sentence. By the time you finish this, you will have everything you need to step through that door. Before we begin, comment where you're listening from. Let me know which corner of the world is about to wake up inside the dream. Let's begin. Imagine, if you will, a world where the laws of physics are mere suggestions. A world where you can converse with historical figures, fly over crystalline mountains, heal ancient wounds, or simply ask the universe a question and receive an answer in the language of pure symbol. This world is not a fantasy. It is not the premise of a science fiction novel. It is the nightly dwelling place of every human being on this planet. It is the dream world, and for the vast majority, it is a realm experienced through a veil, a movie played out on the screen of the mind, where they are but a passive audience member, subject to the whims of a mysterious director. But what if you could step into that movie? What if you could, at any moment, turn to the dream character next to you and say, "I know this is a dream," and in that electrifying instant, the entire panorama would become yours to shape, to explore, to learn from? This is lucid dreaming, and the individual who masters this art does not simply gain a curious skill. They unlock a dimension of human potential that has been whispered about in mystical traditions for millennia, and is now being validated at the frontiers of neuroscience. The person listening to this voice right now is not here by accident. You have felt the tug. You have awakened from a dream with a lingering sense of significance. A fleeting moment where you almost realized the truth before the waking world rushed in. That was your invitation. This longing you feel is the echo of a deeper self, a conscious self, demanding to be recognized not only by day but by night. You are ready to become a citizen of two worlds, to bridge the apparent chasm between the waking ego and the sleeping soul. This book is your guide, but understand its philosophy from the outset. We will not focus on mechanical tricks alone. Those are mere levers and pulleys. We will focus on the fundamental shift in consciousness that makes those levers work. We will cultivate the soil so that the seed of lucidity can not only sprout tonight but grow into a mighty tree that offers shade and fruit for a lifetime. This is about transformation from the inside out. It is about becoming the kind of person for whom lucid dreaming is a natural expression of a curious, aware, and intentional mind. This journey requires a commitment. Not a strenuous, effortful struggle, but a commitment of attention. A commitment to self-observation. A commitment to treating your mental life as the sacred ground it truly is. The rewards, however, are beyond measure. We are speaking of direct access to the subconscious, the wellspring of creativity, the repository of memory, the seat of intuition and healing. A lucid dream is a living dialogue with the deepest parts of yourself. It is problem-solving at the speed of intuition. It is emotional catharsis in the safety of a self-created reality. It is the ultimate practice ground for skills, the ultimate confrontation chamber for fears, and the ultimate canvas for beauty. The techniques you will learn, from reality checks to wake back to bed, from dream stabilization to questioning dream figures, are the maps, but you are the explorer. Your courage, your curiosity, your willingness to believe in the possibility of more is the fuel. So let us begin this expedition not with skepticism, but with the open-minded wonder of a scientist and the passionate heart of an artist. Your dream self is waiting to shake hands with your waking self. The meeting is scheduled for tonight. Let us prepare you for that rendezvous. The greatest adventure of your life is about to begin, and it happens the moment you close your eyes. Chapter 1. The Nighttime Revolution begins in your day. Welcome, dreamer. The first and most profound truth you must embrace is this: the quality of your night is a direct reflection of the quality of your day. The common individual sleepwalks through their waking hours, lost in a stream of automatic thought, reacting to stimuli. Tethered to the past and anxious about the future, their awareness is a dim bulb, flickering weakly. Is it any wonder, then, that this same individual plunges into the dream world similarly unconscious, a leaf blown by the winds of their own untamed subconscious? To trigger a lucid dream tonight, you must first trigger a lucid day today. You must ignite the lamp of critical awareness and carry it with you from sunrise to sunset. This is not a poetic suggestion. It is the bedrock principle. Lucidity is a seamless state of knowing. It does not recognize the arbitrary boundary of eyelids closing. It is a continuum. Your mission, starting this very moment, is to stretch your conscious awareness until it becomes the default setting of your mind. How does one cultivate this? Through a practice so simple that its power is often overlooked: the habitual questioning of reality. Throughout your day, you will install what we call critical triggers. You will choose common events: walking through a doorway, hearing your phone chime, looking at a clock, and use them as cues to ask, with full sincerity, "Am I dreaming right now?" And then, you will perform a test. You will try to push the index finger of one hand slowly through the palm of the other. You will look at a line of text, absorb it, look away, and look back to see if it has changed. You will try to levitate just an inch, feeling for the undeniable pull of gravity. In the waking world, these tests will confirm solidity, consistency, and weight. The finger will stop. The text will remain. Your feet will stay planted. This is not failure. This is training. You are building a neurological habit. You are creating a mental subroutine that questions the assumed nature of your environment. By doing this 10, 15, 20 times a day, you are weaving a net of awareness that you will later cast into the sea of your dreams. For in the dream world, the laws are gloriously different. In that realm, a finger might indeed pass through solid flesh. Text will often writhe and reshape like living things. Gravity is a polite convention you can choose to decline. When you have practiced this questioning ritual diligently, something miraculous will occur. Tonight, in your dream, you will see a clock with impossible numbers. You will find yourself in a strange city that feels like home, and your trained mind, operating on its beautiful new habit, will automatically, instinctively, ask the question and perform the check. This time, the finger will glide through, the text will melt, and in that staggering, sublime instant, the world will not disappear. It will become brilliantly, vibrantly real in a new way. You will be awake inside the dream. The revolution begins not at night, but in the brilliant, overlooked moments of your ordinary day. Start now. As you hear this, look at your hands. Study the miracle of them. Ask the question. Perform the test. You are not just checking reality. You are programming your liberation. Chapter 2. The bedtime ritual that summons conscious dreams. The transition from waking to dreaming is a sacred crossing. It is a voyage from the shores of consensus reality into the open ocean of the psyche. Most people make this journey as a chaotic and storm-tossed passenger, clinging to the debris of their day, the unresolved arguments, the glowing screens, the endless mental lists. They arrive in the dream world frazzled and fragmented, and then wonder why their dreams are stressful and opaque. The lucid dreamer approaches this crossing as a captain would, with preparation, reverence, and a clear destination. Your pre-sleep ritual is the ceremony of setting sail. It is the deliberate, loving process of turning down the world's volume so you can hear the whisper of your inner self. This hour before sleep is non-negotiable. It is your sanctuary time. Begin by severing the electronic tether. The blue light of screens is a siren song that keeps your brain locked in daylight mode, suppressing the melatonin that guides you toward deep sleep and the vivid REM states where lucid dreams thrive. 1 hour before bed, let the devices go dark. This act in itself is a powerful statement of intent. My consciousness is my own now. In this newfound space, engage in activities that are calm, focused, and inwardly directed. You might read a few pages of a book that stirs the imagination. Mythology, epic poetry, tales of exploration. You might engage in gentle, mindful stretching, listening to the quiet language of your body, thanking it for its service today. The goal is to slow the mental rhythm from a frantic allegro to a peaceful adagio. Then, find a quiet space. Sit or lie down comfortably. Close your eyes and begin to breathe with deep, deliberate intention. Inhale slowly through your nose, feeling the air fill your lungs, your abdomen. Hold it for a moment, savoring the fullness. Then, exhale even more slowly through your mouth, visualizing the release of every worry, every petty thought, every anchor of the day's drama. With each exhale, you are not just breathing out carbon dioxide, you are exhaling the identity of the waking self. You are creating a vacuum, an empty vessel, and the universe, abhorring a vacuum, will rush in to fill it with the stuff of dreams. Now, from this place of profound calm, you will plant the seed. You will speak to your subconscious mind with the calm authority of a king issuing a benevolent decree. You will say, aloud in a firm whisper, "Tonight, I will recognize that I am dreaming. Tonight, I will become lucid." You will not mumble this as a wish. You will declare it as a fact in the making. Repeat it 10 times, 20 times. Feel the truth of it resonate in your chest. As you repeat this mantra, visualize it. See yourself in a dream. See the bizarre dream sign, the green sky, the talking cat, the floating furniture. See yourself noticing it, feeling that spark of doubt. See yourself lifting your hands and performing the reality check. And then, feel the glorious, electric surge of realization. This is a dream. Bathe your mind in this specific, detailed movie of success. This visualization is the final, crucial step. You are not just telling your mind what to do. You are showing it. You are providing the script. Then, in perfect peace, you will go to bed. Do not fret. Do not wonder if it will work. You have done the work. You have charted the course. The ritual is complete. The invitation, written in the language of emotion and image, has been delivered directly to the doorstep of your subconscious. Now, you simply fall asleep, knowing you are not descending into oblivion, but embarking on a guided tour of your own infinite potential. The ceremony is over. The Madig has begun. Chapter 3. Harnessing the Power of the Waking Window. There exists in the architecture of sleep a secret doorway, a liminal space of immense power for the lucid dream seeker. It is a paradox. To dream consciously, you must sometimes wake up first. This is the essence of the wake back to bed method, your most reliable and fast-acting technique for triggering a lucid dream tonight. Its power lies in its elegant alignment with your natural sleep biology. In the later half of the night, particularly in the final few hours before dawn, your brain spends progressively longer periods in REM sleep, the stage of vivid, narrative-laden dreams. By strategically interrupting your sleep and returning to it with a laser-focused intention, You essentially walk up to the entrance of a long, dream-rich REM period with a mind that is partially alert, perfectly poised to carry that precious awareness across the threshold. Here is your protocol for wielding this power. First, determine your wake-up time. Set an alarm for approximately 4.5 to 6 hours after you fall asleep. This timing is not arbitrary. It is designed to interrupt you after you have completed your essential deep, slow-wave sleep cycles, but before you enter the longest, most potent REM periods. When the alarm sounds, you must get out of bed. This is critical. You must break the inertia of sleep fully. Move to another room if possible. For the next 20 to 30 minutes, engage in a quiet, wakeful activity centered on lucid dreaming. Read a few pages of this book. Write in your dream journal. Even if you recall nothing, this act primes the memory circuits. Simply sit in a chair and contemplate the feeling of becoming lucid. Your goal is to fully activate your conscious, waking mind and immerse it in the concept and feeling of dream awareness. Then, you return to bed. As you lie down in the welcoming dark, you will begin the mnemonic induction of lucid dreams, or MILD. This is where science meets art. As you drift back towards sleep, you will repeat your mantra, "Tonight, I will recognize I am dreaming." But now, you will pair it with a vivid, first-person visualization. You will imagine yourself already in a dream. You will feel the dream environment around you. You will see your dream hands. You will notice a clear dream sign, perhaps your childhood home, morphing into your workplace. And in your visualization, you will perform a reality check, feel the shock of lucidity, and then begin to stabilize the dream by rubbing your hands together and looking around. You will loop this short mental movie over and over, not as a passive daydream, but as an active rehearsal. You are falling asleep while your mind is engrossed in the very scenario you wish to enact. This method is profoundly effective because it explores a state of high neuroplasticity. The mind, hovering between wakefulness and sleep, is incredibly receptive to suggestion. You are feeding it the exact program you want it to run. The individual who practices this with consistency is not leaving their lucid dreams to chance. They are engineering them. It requires discipline. Yes, it asks you to leave the warm cocoon of your bed in the silent heart of the night. But I ask you, dreamer, what is a brief interval of wakefulness compared to the epic-making experience of achieving conscious sovereignty in the realm of your own soul? This is the price. And it is a price the true seeker pays not with resentment, but with joyful anticipation. When you return to sleep this second time, you are not merely going back to bed. You are a diver descending into the deepest part of the ocean. But this time, you carry a powerful lamp. The darkness will part. The hidden wonders will be revealed, and you will be awake, truly awake, to see them all. Chapter 4. Decoding the secret language of your dreams. Before you can consistently command the dream, you must first learn to listen to it. Your dreams are not random neurological static. They are a profound, ongoing autobiography written in the symbolic language of the subconscious. They are a nightly broadcast from the depths of your being, filled with clues, warnings, gifts, and insights. To the untrained ear, it is chaotic noise. To the lucid dreamer in training, it is a code to be cracked. And the master key to this code is the dream journal. This is not an optional hobby. It is fundamental reconnaissance. You cannot become a lucid explorer of a territory you do not remember. The very act of recording your dreams sends a powerful command to your psyche. What happens here matters. I am paying attention. From the very moment you awaken, before you move, before you open your eyes to the day, before you even think the word coffee, you must lie perfectly still and ask yourself, what was I just experiencing? Grasp at the fading fragments, an emotion, a color, a face, a single word. Then, move only to write it down. Record everything, no matter how trivial or nonsensical it seems. Write in the present tense to bring it back to life. I am walking down a hallway that seems familiar. Over days and weeks of this faithful practice, a magnificent thing happens. Patterns emerge. You will discover your personal dream signs. These are the recurrent themes, settings, characters, or events that are unique to your dreamscape. Perhaps you often dream of being pursued, or of teeth falling out, or of finding secret rooms in your house, or of a specific person from your past. Perhaps you are frequently late, or unable to run, or flying with effortless joy. These dream signs are the cracks in the facade of the ordinary dream. They are the inconsistencies that your conscious, trained mind can learn to recognize as red flags signaling. This is not waking reality. By reviewing your journal, you are training your waking mind to recognize the aesthetic, the feel of your personal dream world. This knowledge transmutes into power. Now, during your daytime reality checks, you can personalize them. When you ask, "Am I dreaming?" you can add, "Or am I back in that old schoolhouse?" You are creating a hyper-specific trigger. Furthermore, the journal itself becomes a feedback loop. The more you remember, the more material you have to analyze, and the more your subconscious rewards your attention with even richer, more vivid dreams. Vivid dreams are the fertile soil in which the seed of lucidity sprouts most easily. A person who neglects their dream journal is like an adventurer who visits a strange continent every night but suffers from amnesia each morning. They have no map, no bearing. But you, the faithful scribe of your own nocturnal voyages, you begin to see the continents take shape. You recognize the mountain ranges of your fears, the rivers of your creativity, the cities of your memory. You become an expert cartographer of your inner world. And when you enter that world tonight, and that familiar, documented dream sign appears, the one you've written about 3 times this week, a part of you, now educated and alert, will stir. It will whisper, "This is it. This is the signal I've been waiting for." Now, become aware. And with the confidence of familiarity, you will. Your journal is not just a record. It is a dialogue. And tonight, that dialogue is going to become a conscious conversation. Chapter 5. The Anchor of Awareness in a Shifting World. The moment of lucidity is a lightning strike in the dark sky of the unconscious. It is glorious, electrifying, and often tragically brief. The novice lucid dreamer, upon realizing the truth, is often swept away by a tidal wave of excitement or disbelief. They may shout, "This is a dream," and the sheer force of that emotional surge acts like a push against the delicate fabric of the dream, causing it to dissolve, or worse, jolting them awake. Alternatively, they may become passive, so astonished by the fact of awareness that they forget to act, and the old dream narrative, like a strong current, pulls them back into unconsciousness. To prevent this, you must have an anchor. You must have a practiced, immediate sequence of actions that stabilizes the dream world the instant you become conscious within it. This is the art of grounding yourself in the ephemeral. This anchor is sensory. The moment the glorious realization dawns, "I am dreaming," your first action should not be to fly to the moon. It should be to engage with the dream itself, right here, right now. Look down at your hands. In the dream state, they may look strange. They may have 6 fingers. They may be translucent. They may shimmer. That is perfect. Gaze at them. Study the lines, the contours, the light playing off them. Do not just glance, truly see them. This act of focused visual attention begins to solidify the visual field of the dream, pinning it in place. Next, engage touch. Reach out and touch the nearest surface. A wall, a tree, your own clothing. Feel its texture. Is it rough, smooth, Cold, warm, rub your hands together. Feel the sensation of friction, of heat generated. This tactile engagement roots your awareness in a bodily experience within the dream, combating the floaty, disconnected feeling that can lead to collapse. Now, engage your other senses. Listen. What do you hear? Is there a distant hum, the sound of wind, fragments of music, or a profound silence? Name the sounds to yourself. I hear a breeze. Finally, take a deep, slow breath. Feel the air enter your dream lungs. Smell the environment. Does it have a scent? This multisensory immersion does something miraculous. It tells the dreaming mind, in a language it understands, that you are fully present and engaged. You are not a ghost here. You are a participant. You are claiming your space. This process of stabilization transforms the lucid dream from a flickering candle flame into a steady, brilliant torch. It moves you from a state of startled observation to one of calm, centered inhabitants. Think of it as the procedure a pilot runs through upon taking control of a sophisticated aircraft. They do not immediately attempt complex aerobatics. They check their instruments, feel the controls, assess their environment. They establish stability first. Only then do they navigate. Your senses are your instruments. This stabilization sequence is your pre-flight check. Practice it in your visualizations before bed. See yourself becoming lucid and immediately looking at your hands, touching things, listening. Imprint this response. Then, when your moment arrives tonight, you will not be swept away by wonder. You will move into it with the graceful assurance of a master. You will anchor your awareness, and in doing so, you will not just visit the dream world, you will build a home within it, a home from which you can then explore the infinite possibilities of your own mind with confidence, clarity, and unshakable presence. Chapter 6. Commanding. The dreamscape. With quiet authority. Control within the lucid dream is a subtle art, often misunderstood. The novice believes it is an act of brute mental force, of wrestling the dream into submission through sheer will. They stare at an empty space and strain, be a space's ship, often resulting in frustration or a collapsed dream. The master understands a deeper, more elegant principle. Dream control is not about force. It is about expectation. The dreamscape is a perfect mirror of your deepest, most immediate assumptions and beliefs within the state itself. To change the dream, you must first change your internal expectation. You must cultivate a feeling of knowing so certain that it feels like a fact, not a wish. This is the practice of quiet authority. You do not demand that a door appear. You fully expect that when you turn the corner, the door you wish to see will already be there, as if it had always been. You do not struggle to fly, you know. With the same certainty, you know your own name in the waking world, that levitation is your natural state here. You simply step off the ledge, knowing you will float. You feel the expectation in your body, in your emotions. It is a state of relaxed, confident anticipation. The difference is monumental. One is an act of strained will against the current of the dream. The other is an act of aligning yourself with the current you have gently directed through the power of your assumption. If you wish to change a scene, do not fight the existing scenery. Instead, create a transition. Turn around, or walk through a doorway, or even close your dream eyes for a moment, with the absolute conviction that the landscape you desire awaits on the other side. The dream will comply because you have not created resistance. You have created a narrative bridge. To summon a dream guide, do not stare at empty space and shout. Instead, turn to a building, a library, a temple, a cottage, and know, without a flicker of doubt, that they are inside, waiting to speak with you. Open the door, expecting to see them, or call their name over your shoulder and expect them to be there when you turn. The dream responds to the clarity and emotional intensity of your inner conviction, not to the volume of your mental command. This principle governs every facet of dream control: healing, creation, transformation. The dream is your collaborator, not your slave. Open your hand and know it will be there. Succeed in this, and you build the muscle of expectation. Move to changing a color, then a texture, then a landscape. Each success reinforces your knowing. You are learning to converse with the deepest part of your own mind in its native tongue. You are discovering that you are not a visitor in this realm, but its central, creative intelligence. Command, not with a shout, but with the silent, unwavering power of your expectancy. The entire dream universe is listening, and it is eager to oblige the one who knows, truly knows, their own creative power. Chapter 7. Conversing with the architects of your mind. Within the theater of your lucid dream, every character, every figure, every fleeting face is an aspect of yourself. They are not random strangers generated by a brain at rest. They are living, breathing symbols, personifications of your fears, your wisdom, your repressed memories, your untapped potentials, your unresolved conflicts. The untrained dreamer sees them as phantoms, as background extras in a bizarre play. The master lucid dreamer recognizes them for what they are: the architects and inhabitants of the inner world. To consciously engage them in dialogue is to engage in the most profound act of self-discovery possible. This is where lucid dreaming transcends entertainment and becomes direct, experiential psychology. Once you are stable and centered in your lucidity, you have an unparalleled opportunity. You can approach any dream figure and ask it a question, but you must do so with respect and genuine curiosity. See them not as puppets, but as autonomous ambassadors from different regions of your psyche. If you encounter a threatening figure, a monster, a pursuer, instead of fleeing or fighting, though you can, you might choose to stand your ground, project calm, and ask, "What do you represent in my life? What are you trying to show me?" The answer may come as words, as an image, as a sudden flood of emotional understanding. The monster might transform into a wounded child. The pursuer might hand you a key. This is integration in action. You can also seek out wisdom. You might ask the dream itself to bring you a guide. Then, look for a figure that emanates peace, light, or authority, a wise elder, a radiant being, even an animal that holds your gaze with intelligence. Approach and ask, "What do I need to know right now?" Or, "How can I resolve this challenge in my waking life?" Then, listen. Truly listen. Do not argue. Do not dismiss the message because it is symbolic or strange. Your subconscious communicates in metaphor, in emotion, in the deep language of the soul. A figure handing you a tool is not about the tool. It is about your capacity. A figure leading you through a tunnel is about guidance through a difficult passage. This practice of dialogue is perhaps the most powerful application of lucid dreaming. You are facilitating a conference between your conscious, questioning self and the vast, intelligent unconscious. You are bringing light to the shadowy corners of your being, retrieving lost parts of yourself, and receiving counsel from a wisdom far older than your logical mind. It requires courage to ask and humility to receive. Tonight, if you become lucid, make this your sacred mission. Find a dream figure, look into their eyes, ask a question from the heart. Then, be silent. Be open. The answer may not come in English. It may come as a knowing, a vision, a feeling of profound peace. This is the work of soul retrieval. This is where you stop being a tourist in your mind and become a student of your own depths. The architects are waiting. They have been waiting for you to become conscious enough to ask. Have the courage to begin the conversation. What you learn may just change everything. Chapter 8. Healing the past in the laboratory of the now. The body believes what the mind vividly imagines. This is the principle behind placebo, visualization for athletes, and exposure therapy. In the lucid dream state, this principle is not merely belief. It is lived reality. Here, in the hyperreal laboratory of the mind, you have the power to directly interface with emotional memory, traumatic imprints, and deep-seated fears, not through distant analysis, but through experiential reprogramming. This is healing at the neurological source. A lucid dream allows you to confront a past scenario, a deep fear, or a limiting belief in a space of ultimate safety, where you are the omnipotent director, and rewrite the narrative with a new, empowering outcome. Consider an individual haunted by a fear of failure stemming from a public humiliation in youth. In a lucid dream, they can consciously recreate a version of that event. But this time, they are lucid. They are in control. They can walk onto that stage, feel the old fear rise, and then choose a new response. They can speak with eloquence and feel the roar of applause. They can transform the critical audience into a crowd of supportive friends. They can simply look at the fear, understand its origin, and let it dissolve, realizing it has no power in this now. The brain does not distinguish, on an emotional and neural pathway level, between this vividly experienced dream memory and a real memory. New pathways of confidence and safety are forged. The old trauma is integrated, not by being erased, but by being overlaid with a stronger, more positive experience. The same process applies to emotional wounds from relationships, grief, or shame. In the lucid state, you can summon a symbol of the pain, or a figure representing a person involved. In this safe space, you can have the conversation you never had. You can express the bottled-up anger, the unsaid love, the withheld forgiveness. You can hear the other perspective from your own subconscious's representation. You can offer compassion, receive apology, or simply release the emotion tied to the memory. The catharsis is real. The emotional release is genuine. Tears shed in a lucid dream cleanse the waking soul. The subconscious mind records this new resolution as a valid experience, softening the sharp edges of the old wound. This work is deep and requires sincere intention and courage. It asks you to willingly approach the very things your psyche may have been avoiding. But you do so from a position of invulnerable power. You can stop the scene at any time. You are the author. This is not avoiding reality. It is surgery, at the root level of reality's perception. If you are ready, you can dedicate a lucid dream to this sacred purpose. Before sleep, set the intention. Tonight, I will heal my relationship with X, or I will confront my fear of Y. Then, in the lucid state, consciously create the healing scenario. Engage all your senses. Feel the new emotion, confidence, peace, forgiveness, as intensely as possible. You are not just dreaming a better dream. You are installing a new emotional truth. You are using the limitless night to heal the wounds of the day. And in doing so, you are not only triggering a lucid dream, you are triggering a more whole, resilient, and liberated waking self. Chapter 9. The Gateway to Creativity and Beyond Problem Solving. When the critical, analytical gatekeeper of the waking mind steps aside, and the boundless, associative genius of the dreaming mind is brought into the light of awareness, a fusion occurs. This is the alchemical state from which true creativity is born. It is the wellspring of aha moments, artistic inspiration, and innovative solutions. History is filled with examples. The chemist Kekulé, discerning the ring structure of benzene from a dream of a snake eating its tail. Mary Shelley, conceiving Frankenstein. Paul McCartney hearing the melody for Yesterday in a dream. They tapped the source unintentionally. You, as a lucid dreamer, can dive in intentionally. Your dream becomes a direct consultation with the muse, a meeting with the inner innovator. In a lucid dream, you can consciously pose a problem or a creative challenge to your subconscious and observe as it crafts solutions in the language of symbol, scene, and direct knowing. A scientist might see a complex equation resolved in the architecture of a dream city. A writer might find themselves in a library where the books contain the perfect next chapter of their novel. A musician might conduct an orchestra of light, hearing a completely original composition. An entrepreneur might walk through a metaphorical representation of their business challenge and find a door labeled synergy or simplification. This is possible because the dreaming mind makes connections that the logical, censoring waking mind filters out. It operates without the constraints of how things are supposed to be. To harness this, set a clear intention before sleep. Tonight, in my lucid dream, I will find a solution for a specific challenge, or I will receive inspiration for my art project. When you become lucid, remind yourself of this quest. You might declare to the dream, "Show me the answer," and then observe what unfolds. You might seek out a specific place, a workshop, a laboratory, a wise figure's hut associated with your query. Engage with the dream actively, but also be open and receptive, like an anthropologist studying a new culture. The answer may come not as a verbal statement, but as a metaphor you then interpret upon waking. Furthermore, the lucid state is the ultimate high-fidelity simulator. You can practice a physical skill, a golf swing, a speech, a piano piece, a surgical procedure with perfect sensory detail and zero consequence. The neural pathways activated in such vivid mental rehearsal are remarkably similar to those activated in physical practice. This is why studies confirm improvement in motor skills from dream practice. You are engraving the blueprint of success directly into your nervous system. Tonight, approach your lucid dream as a creative workshop and a training dojo. Bring a question, bring a skill, then step back and allow the vast, intelligent, and profoundly creative resource of your own subconscious to present its gifts. It has been waiting for you to ask with conscious clarity. The gateway to genius is not outside you. It is within, and you now have the key to open it tonight. Chapter 10. Integrating the voyage to transform your waking life. The ultimate purpose of mastering lucid dreaming is not to live in your dreams, but to bring the power, the perspective, and the freedom of the dream state into your waking life. This is the final and most crucial step. Integration. Without it, the most profound lucid dream remains a beautiful but isolated memory. With conscious integration, that dream becomes a transformative force that reshapes your daily reality. The individual who masters this synthesis becomes something new. A lucid liver, a person who navigates their waking hours with the same curiosity, courage, and creative authority they wield in their dreams. Integration begins in the first moments of wakefulness. You record the dream in your journal, yes, but then you meditate on it. You ask, what was the core lesson or feeling of this experience? How did it change me, even subtly? What quality from that dream, the fearless exploration, the deep peace, the boundless creativity, can I embody today? Perhaps a dream of flying above landscapes inspires you to approach a daunting task with a bird's-eye view, detached from petty details. A dream of successfully confronting a shadow figure gives you the confidence to have a difficult conversation. A dream of healing leaves you with a lingering sense of compassion you can extend to yourself and others. Carry a symbol, a phrase, or a feeling from the dream into your day like a talisman. Furthermore, you must consciously transfer the fundamental skill of lucidity critical awareness into your waking world. Just as you questioned reality in the dream, begin to question the automatic narratives of your day. When anxiety arises, pause. Ask, is this thought pattern true, or is it just an old dream I'm believing? When faced with a limitation, ask, is this boundary real, or is it a construct I can change? Just as I change the dreamscape, you begin to see waking reality as another layer of experience, also shaped by belief and perception, albeit with more consistent rules. You start to apply the dream lesson of changing your inner state to change your outer experience. This is the birth of true waking life, lucidity. This is the grand secret. Lucid dreaming is the training ground for the ultimate human achievement, becoming fully awake within the waking dream of life. It is about snapping out of the consensus trance, the autopilot of habit and societal conditioning, and living with deliberate, conscious choice. The person who integrates these voyages becomes a true architect of their reality. They move through their days with the wonder of an explorer, the creativity of an artist, and the calm authority of a master. They know from direct experience that the mind is the ultimate frontier, and that they hold the power to shape its landscapes, both by night and by day. So, dreamer, your initiation is complete. You now possess the maps, the keys, and the philosophy. The doorway stands before you every single night. Go now, not as a hopeful wanderer, but as a confident navigator. Set your intention. Perform your rituals. Question your realities. Heal your past. Create your future. And when you wake, bring the magic back with you. Let it seep into your choices, your relationships, your work, your art. Transform your world from the inside out, for you are no longer just a person in dreams. You are a lucid being, awakening to the magnificent, multi-dimensional dream of existence itself. Tonight and every night hereafter, the universe of your mind awaits its conscious creator. The journey never ends. It only deepens. Go claim your infinite kingdom